I am going to wait just a minute or so to give people a chance to come back. As many of you know, I was on here earlier, and and the wind was so strong that many of you told me that you could not hear anything I was saying. Many of you said that you could not understand what I was saying earlier when I was out there on the water. And so I decided I was just going to throw that away and chalk it up as practice for this one. And so now I'm coming to you at the office, and I'm going to go through each of those points again. I believe that what I have to cover today is really important because, as always, I try to share with you things that relate to my own life, things that I'm going through myself. And it is a vow I made to myself that I'm going to share what I'm dealing with and the lessons I've learned with my followers on a weekly basis. So hopefully this is something that you appreciate, something that you can actually apply in your life immediately. I believe that knowledge is power, but the application of that knowledge is true power. Okay? So today's numerological digit is 5, and 5 is a number of expansion. 5 is a number of wisdom. It's associated with the 5th chakra, the color blue. The 5th chakra is associated with wisdom. It is associated with applying your knowledge. It is associated with self-love and making sure that you are taking care of yourself and the most important things to you before you take care of others, that you actually help others based on your abundance, based on your overflow, as opposed to trying to help somebody else when you're on empty, when your tank is on empty. So wisdom is associated with the 5th chakra. The 5th chakra is also the throat chakra. It is the chakra that's related to the throat, the voice, speaking things that are not as though they are, speaking things into existence. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? There's a scripture that says that, and that is associated with the 5th chakra, okay? So that is today's numerology number. Today I want to talk about mastering the art of presence. Mastering the art of presence. And presence has to do with staying in the now, understanding that there's nothing more important than this moment. There's nothing more important than this particular moment of time. It may seem like the beginning of your life or the past was like really important, or the plans you have for the future are really important, but none of them are as important as this time right now, as this moment in time. If you really think about it, there's nothing else that exists except for right now. You and I right now together having this experience, me sharing my heart with you, you listening, you processing. There's nothing else more important in your life than this particular moment. Why is that? Well, this particular moment is the foundation on which the rest of your life depends. The way that you perceive, your perception, your perspective on the past and your perspective on the future is what is informing the now, okay? So in order to be present, you have to, number one, realize that this right now is the most important moment. And you have to assign the appropriate level of priority to the past and the appropriate level of priority to the future, those future timelines. And so that depends on how you actually see your past, see what you went through, the way that you process those experiences and begin to understand the wisdom that you now have as a result of having gone through some of these challenging things, maybe some great things you've experienced. We've all experienced ups and downs, but the way that your now is valued and the what it's going to help you do in the future is all based on your perception and your perspective on what has happened to you. Okay? So if you are still depressed and regretful, and you have a lot of baggage about the past and things that happened to you and things maybe that you did that you weren't proud of, or or things that you had to endure, if you have not put that into proper perspective so that you can apply those lessons to the now, so that you expand and you become a better person as a result of everything you went through, so that you see everything that you had to go through as now you see it from the lens of hindsight as a gift. At the time it was happening, you couldn't see it as a gift. I understand that. It's impossible to see it as a gift unless you're really, really, really evolved. But when we go through those hard trials and tribulations, those things that we had to go through, while we're in the middle of it, in the jaws of it, you don't see it as a gift, right? You see it as a curse. It's like, what is going on? But as the distance, there's distance between you and that situation, you and that traumatic experience, you now begin to see how that set you up for now. Okay? That is the key. Understanding and having a perspective that now is the most important thing, and the gratitude of having gone through all that so that you can get here. And it doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter what it is that you're experiencing right now, but whatever it is, okay, it is what you went through. It is what is in the rearview mirror that prepared you to be able to solve the problems of today, to solve the problems of now. So that's the past and putting it into perspective. And then, in order to stay in the now and in the present, you have to also begin to look at the future, the future scenarios, the visions that you have for your future, your destiny, your purpose. Begin to see that in the right perspective. You have to put that in the proper perspective, because none of that is here right now. It only exists in your mind. It only exists as probabilities, only exists as dependencies on what you're going to say and do and think and feel right now. So that's why right now is so important. Now is the most important thing that there is. So being present is staying in the now, okay? And it is also understanding that you have to be aligned. So there's staying in the present and there's alignment. What is alignment? Well, alignment is staying in your lane. Alignment is understanding what your lane is. Alignment is knowing yourself, paying attention to who you are, knowing what your strengths are, knowing what your issues are, knowing what you still need to work on, knowing who you really are, being self-aware, and valuing who you are and what your contribution is, and staying in your lane. That means focusing on what you can control, focusing on what you can create, focusing on your own life and the things that are important to you. That is alignment. So what are your goals? What is your vision for the future? What is your purpose? Where are you headed? These are things that hopefully on a daily basis, whether it be through prayer, meditation, affirmation, journaling, all of these things allow you to stay in alignment with whom? Yourself. Okay? So you need to know who you are, and you need to understand how to stay present and to keep the past and the future at bay, because if you spend too much time in the past, hey there, Solstice Kenko, if you spend too much time in the past, you're not present. If you spend too much time focusing on the future, you're not present. Okay? So those things are important to put in the proper perspective. But if you leave the present, if you leave your now moment and you place too much of your energy in the past, that's depression. If you place too much of your energy in the future, that's anxiety. Okay? Keep your energy in the gratitude of the current moment. I'll say that again. Keep your energy and your heart and your mind in the gratitude and the value of the now moment. Hey there, Solstice. How's it going there? You want to be in the now moment because this is where the future grows from. But the roots of the future Okay, you're the trunk. You're the trunk. But the roots, the roots of the future are that is what you've accomplished. That is what you have overcome. That is what you have endured. Those are the lessons that are like roots that go down in the ground and hold you up, like a tree on the side of a river or a lake that withstands the winds of time and change and vicissitudes. It will bend, but it will not break because the roots go down so far, and it gets its nurturance and its nutrients, everything it needs from those roots, from the wisdom of those experiences that you've endured, that you've overcome. Those problems that you've solved have widened your girth, widened your bandwidth, so that your future has many, many options, has many, many branches and timelines that it can go into, because you are present. You know who you are, and you are focused on who you are and cultivating that. When you do that, everything takes care of itself. Now, am I saying not to plan for the future? No. God forbid. You must plan. You must have an idea of what you want to do, of who you want to become. You need to have an idea of the person that you are blossoming into, even though you will be surprised the extent to which you will become more than you think. Okay? But the idea is for there to be a balance, so that you are striking a great balance between the past and the future by being mindful of how important it is to be present, to be in the now. When you are in the now, when you understand the importance of presence and being right here in your body, you know how somebody has said before, there have been songs written about it, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. You know, people can tell when you're not really present. People know when you're not really there. People know, they can look in your eyes, they can talk to you, and they know nobody's really home. You're somewhere else. Where you are either really continually thinking about some trauma that has taken place in your life, thinking about something bad that has happened, thinking about something bad that you did, thinking about somebody that you haven't forgiven yet, thinking about a situation that you're regretful about, the past. So your mind and your heart are in the past, or you're thinking about how you're going to get this person back, or you're thinking about this goal that you have that is so important that you can't even give this person in front of you your true authentic presence, your true authentic time. You have decided that they're not worth it, that it's more important for you, more productive and effective, and for you to focus on this future thing that you have planned. And many of us err on either side. Many of us spend too much time in depression, regretting things that have happened to us or things that we've done, or both. And many of us spend too much time focusing on the future, how we're going to get somebody back, how we're going to avenge ourselves, how we're going to get this thing completed, get this goal done. Some of us are very goal-oriented. I'm one of those people who can be very goal-oriented, but you can't be so goal-oriented that you're not right here, self-aware of who you are in the moment, and how you're coming across, and how you're presenting yourself, and what you're contributing to the situation that is happening right now in real time. We are in a constant dance. That is us and circumstances, situations, people that are in our proximity right now. We are working with them in a tango of energy, of alchemy, balancing equations and probabilities, a give and take of energy, a give and take of things that are really important that the eyes can't see and only the heart can intuit. So it is really, really important to be present. And I'm really hoping that I am bringing this message to you in a way that you can grasp and in a way that is making sense to you. Let's talk a little bit more. So we talked about the past and how if you're focusing on the past too much that you're not aligned. And if you're focusing on the future too much, you're not aligned. Now, some things about the future that can cause you to be out of alignment, okay? Let's say that you are really, really, really focus on something that you want to accomplish, and you really, really have put all your time and your energy into this thing that you want to get done. All right? And let's say that you are trying to avoid a particular scenario from happening. And there's this scenario in your mind that you have fear about, that you're like, oh my God, if this thing happens, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so you spend all of your time like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. Oh my God, this is so dreadful. And how many of you know most of the things that we fear never happen? Like most of the things, I'd say 98% of the things that we think about over and over again that we think is gonna happen, it never happens. It's such a waste of your energy. Now, let me show you something else. You are so scared and fearful of this particular future scenario that you're spending all your energy resisting, going through something that you need to go through in order to get to this next thing. Okay? So there are things that are happening in your life right now, in the now, that you are unhappy about, that you're complaining about, that you're venting about, that you feel like you don't deserve, that you feel like this is not my fault, I shouldn't have to go through this, or there can't be a God if I'm having to deal with this, or you have all these reasons why you're resisting the things that are presented to you to go through in the current moment. But what I want you to know is that many of those optimal timelines in the future, many of those visions you have for yourself, many of those goals that you have that you want to accomplish, many of those wonderful things that are waiting for you, you will not be able to get to them until you get your ticket stamped by going through this particular issue, by going through this particular difficulty. It is your ticket. You have to stamp your ticket in order to get that thing that you want. You have to go through a rite of passage to receive an amazing future. It doesn't just happen out of nothing. There are things that we have to go through to grow. Sometimes we're going through things and we don't realize it, but it is actually a gift that allows us to increase our bandwidth. Why? So that we can actually accommodate this big, amazing thing that is coming into our lives. But until we can prove and show God, the universe, that we can endure certain types of situations, solve certain types of problems, you are not going to be a vibrational match for this amazing thing that's in store for you. You have to be a match. Okay, let me go a little bit further. Okay? All right, keep your thinking caps on. In order for you to be a match for that blessing, that has your name all over, and you know it does. And you know you've come this far by faith to receive this thing that's coming. In order for you to be a match for that, there's still yet some things that you don't even understand, that you don't even perceive of, that your heart can't feel and your mind can't see, that God knows, that the universe knows, that in order for you to be equipped to hold and keep this blessing that's coming your way, you have to be able to withstand some challenges that allow you to prove that you can have that and keep that blessing. How many times have you heard of someone who wins a lot of money, gets a windfall, wins the lottery, and you catch him in a year, catch him in 6 months, and all that's gone? Why? Why is it gone? It's gone because they weren't a vibrational match for all that money. They did not draw that in a way that allows them to keep it. Okay? You have to be a match for the blessing that you want. And so how do you get it? It's being in the now. It's appreciating the now. It's being grateful for what you have right in front of you. Being grateful for what's in your hand right now. Being grateful for what you endure to get you in this moment. This is your launching pad right now. This is your launching pad for everything that's set up for you. So you must embrace the now. Embrace the problems that are right now on your docket. All the problems and difficulties that you are facing right now are gifts that allow you, as you go through them, as you solve the problems, as you make good decisions, as you move through these obstacles and move through these challenges and solve these problems, this is how you are going to be a match for that blessing that's coming your way. So that's why it's important to be in the now. That's why it's important to value being present. That's why it's important to be here right now and understand the importance of it. I'm glad you needed the reminder, and I'm glad you got it, Solstice Kenko. Thank you for being here and allowing me to share this with you. Take this with you, and I hope it blesses you. Thank you so much for mentioning that. So the next thing I want to say is this. How do you stay in the now? Right? So I'm telling you how important it is to be in the now. I'm telling you what is alignment, and how spending too much time in the past is depression, too much time in the future is anxiety, and neither one of those allows you to be aligned so that you're in the now. Well, the question might be, well, how do I do it? How do I stay in the now? I know it's important. I believe you, okay? Thank you for telling me this. Now, how do we stay in the now? These are some things that you can do, okay? Focus on being aligned. Focus on alignment. Focus on being in the center of your own life. Focus on being in your own lane. Focus on only the things that you can control. That's number one. Does that make sense? Number two, use affirmations to course correct. Affirmations every day is like a mantra where you're saying something over and over again that reminds you of who you are, what you're trying to do, and what you're becoming. I will apply all the lessons from 2020 so that I make good decisions this year. I will only surround myself with people that know how to love me the way I love them. I will only be in situations where I'm able to give of myself and know that people are going to appreciate who I am. You know, saying those things and having affirmations are going to remind you of who you are and remind you of how to align yourself, so that at some point during the day, if you get off track, if you get distracted, that next day you're going to do your affirmations again, and they're going to help you to course correct to get back on track. Okay? So number one, focus on alignment. Number two, use affirmations. Number three, when making your decisions, ask yourself, how is this decision reflecting my value, my love for myself and others? How is this decision reflecting my value, my love for myself and for others? Okay? That'll help. Number four, journal. Journal on a daily basis. Journaling allows you to keep track of your thoughts. It keeps track of the things that you're spending time on in your mind, the things that you are wondering about and the things that you're thinking about. If you journal on a daily basis, that is another extra step to help you stay on track in addition to the affirmations. Journaling is very, very important. Journaling is powerful. If you begin to write down your goals and write down the things that your heart desires and the things that you've been working on, when you write them down and you list them, there is something magical and spiritual that happens where those things, when you write them down, they actually are quicker to manifest. Okay? So I recommend that. I've done it many times and it always works. The next thing is to learn how to let things go quickly. That's being in the present. That's being aligned. That's being right now in the now. Let things go. Don't hold on to grievances. Don't hold on to unforgiveness. Don't hold on to things that happened to you or something that somebody said, or don't take things personal. Just practice. It comes from practice. Doing something over and over again until it's second nature. Practice just letting things go. Just let it go. You know what? I had a day to think about that. Had a day to be mad about that. Well, starting tomorrow, I'm done with that. I've processed it. I've forgiven that person. I've forgiven myself. I'm moving on. There's too much beauty and wonderful things in the world that's coming my way that I have to make room for. If I have these things that I'm holding, that is taking space up in my heart. It's taking my energy to hold it. So I'm letting it go. It's like when you have a cluttered house and you need to declutter. It's not just springtime that you need to declutter. It's like you have to go through your house and pick up things that you're not using and get rid of them. You can't have your trash sitting there for a week, 2 weeks, and 3 weeks and think it's not going to stink up the whole house, right? You have to get rid of that. That stuff that you're holding is trash. What's up, Robin? That stuff that you're holding is trash. That unforgiveness, that you're holding, the thing that you took personal earlier today that somebody said, the thing that somebody said to you yesterday with a tone of disrespect, you're still holding it. That's trash. It's going to stink up your house. It's going to stink up your heart. It's going to stink up your mind. Let it go. Practice letting it go. Okay? So those are my 5 tips for being in the now and staying aligned. And so I want to leave you with this. There's another aspect of staying present, of mastering the importance of being in the present moment, and that is holding space for others that don't know how to be present. Okay? So many of us have people in our lives that we love and that are near and dear to our hearts, and we watch them go through their ups and downs. And whether it is because there's a difference in age, because we're just older and wiser, or sometimes there's not a difference in age. Maybe the person is older than you are. Maybe they're your elder, but they have not come to certain types of insights and understanding about how some things in life work. And so you need to hold space for people like that, because there was once a time that somebody held space for you. There was once a time that you were not where you are right now, and somebody had to listen to you vent. Someone had to listen to you spout off about what somebody did to you and how you didn't deserve that. Somebody had to hold space and allow you to heal by letting you speak out, letting you get all of that out of your heart, okay? And just and speak it out. As it comes out, what happens is that it dissolves, it goes away. Some of us, we get healed just by talking about, or just by having someone that we trust, that we know who is not going to share this with anybody else. Someone who is a great listening ear, who's just going to listen to us and not judge us. That's what I mean when you should hold space for people that are not yet present, because they're not present. Why they're not present? Because they're dwelling too much on the past. They're depressed. They still have anger and rage about the past, about some trauma that has happened to them. They're still in the process where they need to do shadow work. So hold space for that type of person in your life. And that is going to help them at some point be able to get through some of those issues that are causing them not to be able to stay in the present. Them dwelling on the past and dwelling on those traumatic issues causes them not to be present and not to be aware of even how they're coming across. Okay? Not to be aware of the damage maybe they're doing to others in addition to themselves, because they're not valuing the present moment. They don't know how. They don't have the capacity. They could if they would if they could. They just can't. So that's why friends and family members and loved ones like yourself are so invaluable, to hold space for those people in your life that are not yet present, at least not as present as you are. So that is what I was trying to cover earlier today when I was near the water and the wind was blowing so hard that you didn't understand me. That is really everything I wanted to say. And again, just about anything that I share with you is based on something that I'm actually experiencing right now and have a little insight on. And so at this point, if there's anybody who has any questions, or you have anything that you want to share at all with regard to the importance of mastering the moment, being able to be in the present moment and understanding the value of the present moment, and how maybe that has helped you to be able to be helpful in someone else's life, or to be able to be ready for that blessing that's coming your way. Because now you are a vibrational match for whatever's coming your way, because you understand the value of being in the moment, understanding the now, that this is the most important moment that has ever happened right now. There's nothing more important than this moment. This moment is your foundation for the rest of your life. The way that you process and hold in perspective how you're dealing with things, how you're solving problems, how you've solved problems in the past, how you see the future. This moment right now is the foundation, the launching pad for going into the future. So is there anybody who has had any experiences similar to this, or any thoughts on this that you want to share or want to join with me? I'd love to bring somebody on and maybe talk about this or some other things. I also have begun to, some of you know, I've begun to do some readings. Many of you know who've been following me, I am now embracing, you know, many of my gifts that I've held back before and haven't told people about, but I do readings, and all that it entails is you're kind of giving me an idea of something you're going through in your life right now, and a major challenge, and oftentimes I can shed some light on it. I do not give you the answers, because the answers are not mine to give, but what I do, and what my gift is to help you see how you have the answers, help you understand that you have all the solutions for any problem that comes your way, because you are all divinely made in the image of God. And so you have everything inside you. You are completely prepared for everything that's coming your way. Solstice Kenko, okay, very good. So there's a place that you can go on the bottom there and ask to be brought up, and I will bring you on. Also, those of you who have questions, there is like a little question mark on the bottom on the right that you can click on, and you can type in questions, and I'll try to answer your questions there. Otherwise, you can type a question and I can pull you on and talk to you about that. All right, I'm going to bring Solstice on right now. Wait for him to come on. Hi.
Hey, Ernest.
Oh, look at my wonderful friend. Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
Yes, I love this.
Oh, I'm so
This
glad
was
you caught me.
awesome.
So glad you caught me. Wow, look at you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'm very
Oh,
tired.
yeah, these can be tiring and exhausting times. There's a lot going on. So tell me
Oh
what's on your
yeah.
mind. What's going on?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just lately I've been feeling like I've been giving a lot of my energy and not getting anything in return. So I think that's a lot of where this comes from. I feel taken for granted, honestly.
Mhm.
So that's kind of sucks. So I'm kind of in that spot of not really wanting to be bothered with anyone,
Yeah, I
trying to mind my own business.
I hear you. I hear you. Now,
Yeah.
is this in general, or is this with regard to something specific happening in your
It's in
life?
general. It's
In
in
general,
every aspect.
it's just it's kind of one of your patterns, isn't it? It's just one of your
Yeah.
patterns,
Mhm.
and I can relate to this to some degree. And it honestly, it sounds like you have the answers. Sometimes the
Mhm.
answers and the solutions are can feel distasteful. Sometimes the solution is like, oh, I don't want to do that. But you've already begun. So, right? You've already
Okay.
begun to distance yourself from the
Yes.
situations and some of the
Yes.
people that make you feel uh, that seem ungrateful, who aren't
Mhm.
grateful for who you are and the wonderful things that you do all the time. They've taken your
Mhm.
kindness for granted, right? And
Yeah.
they they're so used to it that it's like there's a scripture that says familiarity breeds contempt. The
Mm.
scripture in the Bible is like the people that are nearest to you, the people that are the closest to you, are the ones
Mhm.
that are going to take you for granted. It's just it's just the human condition, and
Yeah.
so you can still love those people. What's up, matter of fact, 88? Thank you for joining. You can still love those people, and you can still
Mhm.
be authentic and be the loving and giving person you are, but you have to hold yourself in the highest esteem. You have to
Mhm.
love yourself more than you love them. And
Mm.
we've all been raised to, and our parents meant well, you know, because this is what they were taught. We were
Right.
raised to be martyrs. We were raised to give and give and give. Well, that's your sister, that's your brother. Well, just give. Well, just share, just give. Well, just turn the other cheek.
And those of us who actually follow that, and we lose ourselves over time.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you look up 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later, and you don't really know who you are. You've been giving yourself away so much. You've been giving big chunks of your heart, of your mind, and your energy away so much without any kind of forethought that who are you? I mean, they're just shards of you all over the place. And all these people have a piece of you, and they know they can keep coming back, and they keep coming back, and they keep coming back, and they keep coming back, and taking some more, taking some more. And so what you have to do is you have to like take some time, like you're doing. I can tell you're doing. I see you doing it. I see you doing it. Okay, you're doing it. And let me tell you, stop being guilty. Stop being guilty. It is like a loving act for you to take yourself and say, you know what, I love you. And if there's nobody who's loving you the way you need to be loved, guess what? I got you.
Right.
I got you. And I am going to take care of you. I am going to do the things for you that you deserve that nobody else seems to do, right? And I'm no longer going to rely on these other people that really owe me. But let's not go there. I'm not going to rely on these other people to do things for me that I haven't done for myself, because I felt like, well, the least you can do is do this thing back that I did for you, or just show some gratitude. So it's time for you to just take care of yourself and be okay with it, and set time aside to do the things for yourself that you deserve. And you will find that as you focus your energy on you and what you love and what you need, you no longer need anybody else to do it. And guess what's going to happen?
What?
Those people are going to fall away, because you will have broken the pattern. You will have broken out of the pattern. Once you focus your energy on yourself in a loving way, in a godly, divine, loving way, you're going to break the pattern of feeling like you have to minister to people who are just not going to minister to you. There's nothing selfish about that. Because you want to get to the point where you give out of the abundance of your heart, the abundance, the overflow. And so now you have to recalibrate, and you have to begin to like assess, where am I? Am I on empty? Because if I'm on empty, how is it logical for me to think that I'm going to be able to give somebody else something right now? It's fumes, and you think you're doing something, and it's just a gesture, but it's not really fully you and authentically you, because you're empty. So continue to take time and focus on you and your fulfillment, your satisfaction, your happiness. Don't be ashamed and don't be guilty for the things that you need to have for yourself. And then once you begin to do that on a consistent basis, those people they're just going to fall away, because you're no longer going to be there for them to use. So they're just going to fall away. Watch me. Watch it happen. You'll see. And then what's going to happen is something magical. You're going to start drawing in people. You're going to start attracting new people. New people are going to come in that know how to treat you, that know how to love the way you love, that know how to give the way you give. They're going to know how to appreciate you for who you really are. That's the type of energy that you're going to begin to draw, because that's who you are becoming. Am I making sense?
Absolutely. I'll take that. And I actually, that was the decision that I had come to. Just, I do a lot of driving, working.
Yeah.
And so that was the decision that I came to. And as I'm mulling this over and thinking, why am I feeling like this? Why am I allowing myself to feel like this? Because I know better. So that was the decision that I came to. And to just kind of let the chips fall where they may, because at the end of the day, I feel like I just need to be okay, and I'm not where I need to be right now. So, thank you.
Yeah. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Great chatting with you. Good seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
Awesome. Very cool. Well,
What
that's
do we
it.
do now? How do I get
Uh,
out of this?
you just click on that X all the way at the top on the right.
Ew. Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ernest.
Bye. You're welcome. Good
Bye.
seeing you. All right. Hello, everybody. I'll take one more before I end today. I'll take one more. Is there anybody else who has something, an issue that's pressing on their hearts and their minds that they would like to share that maybe I can give you some insight on and help redirect your energy around so that you feel a little bit lighter? Um, Anybody else? Going once, going twice? All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and save this and I'm going to post it. So it's here for everybody to review again if you'd like to. I am here every Saturday. I try to get on at 2 p.m., but sometimes there are things that happen that cause me not to be able to get in on time. Many of you already know, but some of you don't know that this is my book, Detox Your Circle, Activate Your Destiny, a book I wrote about 3 years ago. And it really is helpful to allow you to figure out what are those red flags that if you are able to catch them in time and eliminate those from yourself, it will allow you to be able to have the future that you deserve. And it will allow you to be able to break out of some patterns that you've been in that are causing you to draw to yourself some experiences, some people that are not savory. Is that Stacio Faz? Hi, Stacio. How are you? My book is on Amazon.com. It is called Detox Your Circle. If you just type in Ernest Sears Jr., it'll come up. Or if you type Detox Your Circle, it'll come up. It's an ebook. It is also softcover and hardcover. Also, I do a lot of counseling. I do a lot of coaching. So if you're looking to have some clarity on some of the things, hey there, am I saying it right? Stacio Faz, is that right? If you are looking for some clarity in your life right now, these are times that are unprecedented, that we are as a human collective experiencing some transits and some challenges and vicissitudes that have never happened in our lifetimes. And it's not bad to ask for help. Stacy of Arizona, got it. Stacy. Hey, Stacy. Um, oh, okay, got it. Very cool. So if you're looking for some clarity and you just need someone to listen to some of the challenges that you're dealing with just to get some insight, I love being able to help. It's something that I've been doing a long time. You can find me here on Detox Your Circle. You can also look at my other account where you can actually set up a meeting. And I'm going to actually type my other account right here. There it is. So if you go to at Dream Coach, in the profile is a link so that you can schedule time with me, whether it's Zoom or whether we meet in person or over the phone. We do an hour at a time. We can do just once every while, or maybe you may want to have an ongoing coaching relationship. You can set that up. You will also, I believe you will also be able to have the link to my book. You know what? I'm going to be generous and I'm going to put the link to my book right here. That's what I'll do. That would be nice. And that way you can go on Amazon.com and pick that up. I think it's pretty helpful. I have nothing but really good feedback on it. So go check that out. There's something is asking me to say one more time. Is there anybody else who wants a reading? Anybody else who wants to chat about something? It doesn't have to do with the topic that we covered today. We covered mastering being present in the moment. That's what we talked about today. But if you have something else that is on your mind, something else that's on your heart that you want to talk about, feel free to jump on or to request it, and I'll bring you on. And we'll do a very quick reading. I also do allow donations. I was really against that before, but I got a message the other day saying that don't hold off other people's blessings. Like if people want to bless you, if people want to have reciprocity and an exchange of energy with you, don't stop them from doing that. It's like you're doing people a disservice if you don't allow them to bless you. And so that completely changed my whole thought pattern and process on that. And so if you do want to Cash App me, you can find my Cash App on, I believe it's actually on this account, but my Cash App is going to be, it is that $, and then there's that. So that's my Cash App. So I don't really, I'm not needing it. I'm not asking for it. I'm being obedient to allow you to have reciprocity and for you to feel like you are offering something in gratitude or just as an energetic exchange for what you may feel or perceive that I'm giving and that I'm offering. And whether it's just words of encouragement or whether it is just a comment that expresses gratitude or expresses some sort of appreciation or resonance with what I'm saying, all those things are beautiful and accepted. It doesn't have to be money, but money, of course, I will accept it because I know that is a way that you can be blessed. So anyway, thank you all for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and end it now unless someone does want a reading. And if you change your mind, you can reach me here. You can DM me, and I can do a reading for you that way. No problem. But I'm going to go ahead and end. And it has been such a pleasure. It always is a blessing and a pleasure and a privilege to come before you and share what's on my heart with the hope and the faith that it is really going to be something that completely helps you to move forward in the future and to lift you up to a new level of enlightenment and understanding. So thank you all so much. Love you all. Bye-bye.